Hey everybody, this is video log 4. Um, Lynette did a good job today getting everything in order and had a couple of good questions that I really liked. Um, this is actually one of the topics that I taught over in an FYE portion that I taught at Georgia Southern, and I really liked it a lot. It had to do with ethics and how it really describes you and that type of stuff. So just to read over the questions that Lynette asked was, how does ethics affect your worldview? How has ethics shaped your identity? And there's a relationship between people's capacity to endure hardships, challenges, and difficult situations in life and the ability to find one's identity. And do you subscribe to that? First of all, going back to number one, how does ethics affect your worldview? Um, I think it affects our worldview very direct. Is kind of what we think. It's our mindset. Um, Wilson said in a quote in his reading, "Our worldviews are shaped by our values, our ideologies, theories, and assumptions about the world." I believe this is true. This is our way of thinking. This is our mindset. Everybody has one. You're going to get different opinions because everybody has their own opinion about the world and how they see it and how the world runs. Um, so I really think that that is a question that each person has a different view on. Because I think everybody's different and everybody comes from different backgrounds. So it's kind of hard to say um, what one person thinks compared to another. Um, I do think that these people should have open minds when coming into these things. Um, Based on ethics, how do you know which ethic is good for you if you haven't opened your mind up to look at and see? Yes, it's because of the way that you were probably brought up or the culture you were brought up in, but once you get to a certain point in your life, you ought to really open up and see things in a different scope, kind of like we talked about in class last week. The second question was, how has ethics shaped your identity? Um, my identity really has been shaped by my ethics. I was raised in a Baptist church growing up, and I had all kinds of ethics based on that. Church family, always went to church every Sunday. Um, Very hard-working family. My dad was a principal, so I had ethical issues there also with me studying hard. Studying comes first. Sports comes second. We have all these different ethics, um, and maybe some of those are not as hard as the racial issues or the sexuality issues, but they're still there. They still are a part of my identity. That's how I am today. Um, but I think my ethics have broadened since coming to college because I've kind of seen the world in a different scope, and I've kind of seen where a lot of people are different and they see different things. And you come to realize that maybe the view that you're viewing isn't 100% correct. Yes, it doesn't mean your childhood was all a lie, but maybe it means that you weren't looking at something in a different scope in the first place. So I really think that hit home to me when reading this chapter um, by Wilson. Uh, in Wilson's paper, also, uh, he quoted, "Ethics shape our worldview and direct our behavior." Um, I wrote down as a note, ethics is essentially who we are. It does affect our behavior because that's our mindset, that's what we think. And if we are strong willed towards it, that's an ethic. That's what we believe is the right thing. Um, and some people see it different. Um, so that's why it says that it directs our behavior. It does. It puts us in a strong mindset towards a different situation. Lastly, in Truba's article, The relationship between people's capacity to endure hardships, challenges, and difficult situations in life relates to the ability to find one's identity. Um, I believe this is true. I kind of think that if you do go through a hard time in life, that it really does bring out and helps you find your identity. It helps you kind of figure out who you are. It's one of those things where it says you don't know who you truly are till you hit rock bottom. And I think that has been a situation in my life before because I have been in a situation with family problems where I have had some things happen in my life to really allow me to do some soul searching and figure out what my ethics and um, what my identity really was. Uh, it allowed me to look at things differently and also helped me to kind of compare myself to other people of my age, maybe not of my ethnicity, maybe not of my sexual orientation, maybe not of even my social status, or class. Um, but it really helped me to look and compare with people and try to find out who I really am. And that's a big question that you see yourself in college. Who am I? You always hear that. Who am I? And I'm here to find that. Um, these three questions in the reading this week, I really feel like it has hit home. I think that my favorite reading was definitely Wilson's talking about um, all the indentured ethics or whatever it was kind of saying in around the eighth page or so. It really got in depth with it and was um, telling really how to open your mind and how to accept things a little bit better, even when we see ethics come out in that sort of sense. Um, it's not all about judgment, is what I got from it, kind of. That yes, ethics does affect our identity, but I don't think that it is too good to be changed. So that's a thought that I want to leave you with is if you feel like your ethics are kind of negative towards something, why not open up your mind and kind of look towards it in a different way and see if you can't maybe tweak an ethic or kind of loosen up and broaden your horizons. It's not a bad thing. It can help. This is my video log 4. Thank you for listening.